Welcome to our How Learning Works module on the when of learning. It's understandable as a busy student to think, I'll do all of my studying on Sunday. On the face of it, setting aside a large chunk of time once a week might seem like an efficient use of time, but the reality is that it simply doesn't work. Although it may feel more productive, one longer chunk yields poor results. A typical learner becomes fatigued and inefficient at around 2 hours, so trying to cram in lots of practice into one day results in exhaustion, not productivity. Instead of scheduling one longer session, consider having several shorter times spread throughout the week, such as 60 minutes on Sunday, 30 minutes on Tuesday, and 30 minutes on Friday. This approach, known as spaced practice, allows for the downtime the brain needs to digest the information and find the connections between concepts, which in turn leads to durable learning, improved memory, and better performance. Having several shorter times scheduled each week does require some advanced planning. Taking a planned, structured approach may feel uncomfortable or constraining for some. However, as a college student balancing your academics with many other responsibilities, the likelihood of managing all of these demands successfully is very low if you don't plan ahead. Utilizing a step-by-step approach will help you get organized, be productive, and reduce your stress level. The steps involved in an effective planning process include the following: creating a calendar, scheduling the fixed events, assigning tasks to times, reviewing your course syllabi, and embracing the process. Let's take a few minutes to dive into each thing. The brain can only hold a certain number of individual pieces of information at one time. By maintaining an external calendar, it frees up some of the mental bandwidth to focus more on your actual learning. Consider using a cloud-based electronic calendar application. We highly recommend Google Calendar, as every USM student has a main.edu Google account with it built in, which you can access from anywhere via your smartphone, laptop, or other device. Once you've selected your calendar platform, schedule in all of your appointments or responsibilities occurring at specific times. Examples include your classes, work shifts, athletic practices, doctor's visits, child care coverage, and other non-negotiables around which you have to schedule other activities. After scheduling your fixed events, take a look at the remaining time in your week and determine the best windows to complete your academic tasks, assigning specific tasks to times. Remember to include several times throughout the week instead of one or two large chunks. At the start of the semester, each of your professors will provide you with a syllabus for the course. This document can be a tremendous resource for your planning and time management. Using your syllabi, note all of the course meeting times, exam dates, and due dates for all of your courses in your calendar. If you'd like a step-by-step instructions, we've included a short video that walks students through the process in more detail at the end of this module. Remember that the planning process is just that, a process. It's important to take time to revisit your plan in your calendar on a regular basis to keep it working for you. When creating your schedule, consider your course modality and plan accordingly. For example, if you have a mix of in-person and online classes, be sure to allow enough time to commute to and from your classes or build in buffers to get to a quiet space if you have an online class meeting directly after an in-person one. If your course is online, take into account whether your course is synchronous or asynchronous, and whether there's any time-bound requirements. Synchronous course elements are tasks that require students and professors to interact in real time. Examples include a Zoom meeting that a professor schedules for a certain time for all to view live, or a chat feature that students are asked to use during a particular time period. Asynchronous course elements are tasks that students can complete at any time they choose, so long as they're submitted by the date indicated by the professor. Examples include assigned readings for a given week of class, or a weekly assignment due on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. Review your calendar each morning to get a sense of the day and week ahead. If any of your tasks involve others, such as members of a study group, it could be helpful to send a reminder to them. Each week, ask yourself questions such as, did I schedule enough time for my most important activities? Did the times of the day work for the tasks that I scheduled in? Did I have enough time for each task, or do I need to make adjustments to my schedule next week? Thank you for joining us as we discuss the when of learning. I hope you found the tips and strategies you can use to maximize the time you are able to devote to learning helpful, and that you'll continue on to the next submodule where we'll discuss the where of learning.